Welcome, you're watching Kaleidoscope Ceylinco Live News Capsule. So welcome to Ceylinco Live News Capsule. The much discussed online safety bill was presented to Parliament this week. One of the major objectives of the bill is to establish an online safety commission. But given this country's track records with commissions, it's safe to say the entire situation is somewhat concerning. The Asia Internet Coalition is not happy, and the International Commission of Jurists has ruled that the bill would be an assault on the freedom of expression. Attorney at law Ermiza Tagel, a human rights lawyer and activist, was in our studio to add some context. What are the salient points of this online safety bill?
The online safety bill creates a commission. That is, the objective of the commission is to secure the safety of individuals when using the online platforms. However, the commission has been given broad powers under this bill, so it can issue notices about prohibited statements, false statements, and also directives against online locations and also internet intermediaries. So this is a broad and almost also vague set of things. The second thing that the online bill does, that it creates a host of new criminal offenses. And that is something that we need to look at carefully.
What's the downside of this bill actually coming into effect?
It is a dangerous piece of legislation because any new law has to be looked at in the context of how law operates in Sri Lanka. On the face of it, the language is too broad, and there is power given to an institution that the president appoints, the commission, and the commissioners sit there at the will and pleasure of the president. So the president can also ask them to resign or remove them from that position simply by assigning reasons, and we don't know what those reasons could be. So I think when we look at this, it's a very dangerous piece of legislation given the history of abuse of laws in Sri Lanka that have had equally broad language.
Do you see anything that is sort of a pro part of this bill?
What I see is that there is a recognition of online related offences concerning child abuse and online related offences where there is sharing of intimate pictures, sort of revenge porn related offences that have been referenced in this bill. But the two offences that I refer to sit amongst a broader set of offences that is not clear enough and will, because the law will not be equally applied to individuals, as is our history in Sri Lanka with laws like ICCPR and the Prevention of Terrorism Act. If the law is not equally applied or is applied wrongly, it will cause individuals to be brought before courts and kept in cases for lengthy periods of time.
Now, when this commission sits and makes these sort of broad judgments almost, what does that do for the freedom of people?
I think it restricts freedoms. All of the offences that are created are severe restrictions on freedom of expression. And it is really important when we are looking at online safety related laws and policies that we are responding to the current culture, the current platforms, and there is an explosion of information. And there should be guidelines, there should be proper best practices that are being spoken about. You cannot only look at a criminal law response to this new environment of an increased freedom for people. You have to learn how to handle this new freedom and not restrict further that freedom.
Kaleidoscope is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. So if you like our show, subscribe and follow for weekly updates.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Ceylinco Life.